classroom for 6 to 8 hours, depending on if you're in arts and science or in engineering. It's the classroom is pretty much the modus operandi for you to get knowledge, to be engaged in the academic material that you have to learn throughout your curriculum. If that is a very structured method of how you learn over the next 3 to 4 years in the classroom, the other end of the spectrum of learning is to come and participate in a hackathon. I think there's value for both, but especially for people who are in the technical, especially in computer science streams, hackathons are, I would say, even more important than what you probably learn in the classroom. So for some of you who are here for the very first time, I hope you will use this learning experience and the exposure to encourage yourself to participate in more hackathons before you graduate. Hackathons are more popular in Bengaluru and Chennai. Coimbatore still is still in the still picking up on this format of providing a learning experience. As a matter of fact, KGISL campus, KGISL and its institutions, for this is probably the ninth. Okay, I was looking at 14. Okay, this is the 9th hackathon that's happening, and really proud that we've been at the forefront of organizing and presenting this format of learning to students, faculties, and as a matter of fact, experienced developers as well. I'd like to recognize the wonderful work done by the team at KGISL, both the education institutions and KGISL, the company. Big round of applause to Ramya and her team for putting together this program, putting together this event, and throughout the course of the day, if you have questions, clarifications, she's the go-to person to go to. I only have 2 words to convey to all of you. Obviously, one is hackathon. The word hack is the verb in the word hackathon. Hack is the verb, where hack pretty much means you have an idea and you're implementing the idea in a very short period of time. We're not looking at a finished product. Those all come as part of more rigorous software engineering or other engineering disciplines. But a hack is simply you have an idea, you are excited about the idea. It doesn't have to be a reason why you're excited about the idea. The idea could be useful, may not be useful, might be real world, may not be real world. It doesn't matter. The intent is that you have an idea and you want to implement it, and you implement that in a short period of time. We have this hackathon is for 36 hours. So that's the time period that you have for you to take an idea and bring it to fruition. So that's the first word, hack. And the second word I want to leave you with is genius. So that's why the title that we're giving to all these events is Hack Genius. And interestingly, Hack Genius also has KG in it. Hack ends with K and genius starts with G. So KG, that's a reminder not only to all of you, but as a reminder to me personally, that this is the format, this is the education model, this is the next education model for encouraging students, engaging students, and especially in the computer science streams where new technologies are coming, there's been a plethora of technologies that have come down the pipeline. If we look at social, there's this SMAC stack that we used to call in the industry. SMAC stands for social, mobile, analytic, and cloud. Some of you are still blinking at me. Well, that itself is a convergence of 4 technologies. And if that was not enough, we have the next wave of technologies which have come across, which started with the Internet of Things. I used to have an acronym even for that. So Internet of Things, you add it to SMAC, is called iSMAC now. And then I thought that was all that is there. But now there's something called drones coming up. And there's robotics coming up. And there's 3D printing that's coming up. and then if not IoT, there's industrial IoT that's coming up. Each one of these technologies are extremely disruptive, and the convergence of all these technologies, the intersection, so to say, of these technologies again creates new disruption and new opportunities. So if you are the first one creating a project that uses drones and IoT, you're probably the very first one in the entire world. So there are new frontiers to be captured, new things to be, things that you can stake your claim for having created something new in either one of these technologies or the intersection of these technologies. What is important, especially when you are students, the web continues to be. The web was the first part of the technologies that came. The web itself today is demanding a lot of skills. It's requiring students with skills to graduate so that they can participate in the opportunities there. So while this hackathon is predominantly oriented towards the web and trying to encourage you to develop those skills, because the web skills are going to be basic for everything that you do. And therefore, that's the emphasis for this hackathon. So all you are geniuses. You agree or not? There's a genius in each and every one of you. You don't have to compare with anybody else, but there is a tremendous amount of capabilities. There's a tremendous amount of innate talent within yourself, and the best way to bring out that genius in you is to hack. And therefore, my 2 words to all of you today, this morning, is hack genius. Thank you.
May I request Sriram sir to share a few words?
I hope I'm audible. Is it okay? Okay. Thank you. First of all, let me start with thanking you all for having me here. This is a great opportunity. I mean, it's great to be in a college. It's been really long since I have been in a college, so it's nice. Really like this opportunity. And thanks especially to Mr. Ashok sir and all the people who have helped me. Excellent hospitality. You have a great campus. It's so peaceful, very pristine, very nice. So that's, I think sometimes we take for granted certain things which we have. So I just want to remind you, when I come as an external outsider, it really looks great. And then coming to the topic, like about the hackathon that Ashok sir has worked on, when he was speaking about like different things like the SMAC and IoTs and all of this, I was just thinking I recollect some words, right? I just going to narrate that because that I think will help to connect these two. So very long ago, like in 1950s or like 1960s, 50s, 60s, there was this programmer called Edgar Dijkstra. Anybody heard this name, the Dijkstra's algorithm and all of that? Okay, yeah, maybe if you haven't, probably go ahead and look at the Wikipedia article. But there was one very interesting question that was posed to him once. So some people, or I don't remember the context, but someone asked him, so see now, at that time people used to program on punched cards and like whatnot, all kinds of things, right? And then they asked him, so computers are getting more and more powerful, like every year, like, you get more powerful computers. So will programming become easy? Like there is no more work to be done? I mean, like, will it all become nothing? Like you have more powerful computers. Intel keeps up coming with like, with Moore's law and doing faster technologies, and now multi-core is happening. So, and his answer is very insightful, especially because it came in like maybe 1960s, right? He said, as computers become more powerful, as you have more access to more powerful hardware, programming will actually become more difficult. And the reason he gives, he is obviously a scientist, so he'll give a reason, right? And the reason he says is, as hardware becomes more powerful, people will try to solve bigger problems, more complex problems than what we are solving now. Maybe in like 1960s, doing the average of a set of numbers is a problem. Like, writing a code for that is not easy. Now any kid can do it on an Excel. I mean, like 15 years back, any kid could have done it on Excel. So I think so his insight is very powerful because it says like as machines grow more powerful, we as humans will try to solve bigger problems, whether it's in Internet of Things or whether it is drones, or we will find new problems and attempt to solve them. So that I find very interesting because otherwise it looks like when you're coming out of college, oh, everybody have done everything, right? People have done operating systems, compilers, everything. What do I do? But that's not the case. The case will be when you start working in industry and you drive things, you will probably attempt to solve much bigger problems using whatever people have done till that point in time. So that way, I think there is enormous opportunity, and especially for us here in India, it is like we are just we are a very, I would say, a very young programming community still. We have a lot of scope to do things. So in that way, actually, if you think of it like that, if you think like there are more complex problems that can be solved in your lifetime as programmers, then these kind of opportunities where you are like really hacking things or where you are practicing, right? This is just this is like a very intense practice of programming, right? So that is really a great opportunity to have. I'm sure you should be thankful to your college for providing this opportunity. And make the best of this opportunity, enjoy it, have fun, and develop something which you'll be proud of later on. Thank you. That's all.
Thank you, sir. I request all the students and mentors to stay in the house until the dignitaries leave the stage, and the hack goes live at 10:30 a.m.